Hey everyone, my name is Ray from the Teach Better team, and we just had an incredible mastery chat that we are going to talk all about with our amazing host, Jeffrey Austin. Will you say hi?
Hey everyone, thanks for coming live with us. It was a really fast-paced hour, but I'm really excited to kind of debrief and think about it.
Oh my gosh, it was a really, really quick chat. There was a whole lot of people in on that one.
Yeah, I mean, Mastery Chat's always huge, but this is my first time on the hosting end, and which is, I said it's like hosting Saturday Night Live if you're an actor, right? It's like this honor that you get, but yeah, on this end, like trying to go through all of these amazing ideas and all of these great thoughts that people had, it was really incredible. So
You did amazing. We will definitely be asking you back to Saturday Night Live.
That's great. I can be like the Alec Baldwin. Hopefully, I can get to the five time Steve Martin. I can get to the five-time club.
I love it. We will start keeping track because that will be really, really great. Before we get too far into Mastery Chat, though, do you mind telling our viewers like all about you? Obviously, we've had such great conversations, and when we did our pre-chat before the chat started over on our Teach Better team Facebook page, we talked all about you. But I want to make sure that our listeners also know all about you. So will you tell us?
My name's Jeff Austin. I'm the English Department Chair, Writing Center Director, and World Humanities Teacher at Skyline High School in Ann Arbor, Michigan. I'm currently in Dayton, Ohio, though, because I am presenting with a couple of my students at a Writing Center conference tomorrow, which should be really exciting. I know that they're really excited and pumped up, and I am too. I've been teaching for about 15 years now, so I've been in the game for a while, as they say. Yeah, that's a little bit about me.
I love all the background, but also really enjoy that you are presenting with your students tomorrow. I wish we did that more often in our field. I think that's so powerful.
Yeah, it is really powerful. So I had a student come with me. I presented in Pittsburgh a couple of weeks ago, and he brought the house down. I'm sure the same thing will happen tomorrow. I'm having a student present with me at NCTE this year, which is really exciting. So if you're at NCTE, come check us out because there are going to be student voices front and center.
And that is so important. Well, aside from all of the amazing things you've done in your career, continue to do, will be doing, Mastery Chat was also one of those incredible things. So, what caused you to pick this theme? I guess tell us what the theme was for the chat, but also what was the inspiration?
Yeah, so I think that I've been thinking a lot about like really what matters and what's at my core. And if I had to really distill it, it's a couple of things. It's about trusting students because I think that that doesn't happen a lot, and students feel disempowered, and so I don't want that to happen. And then I also am just really interested in all of the great things that students can do when we get out of the way. um, my students are really, as yours are, I know. This is one of the ways that we connected. Are really like invested in community work and breaking down the walls of the school and getting out there. And so when I sort of relinquished that control and I trusted them and I was able to step out of the way, I just really saw engagement increase and I saw deep learning happening and I saw results go through the roof.
Wow.
It's nothing I could have done without empowering them. So I've always just believed that empowering others is empowering yourself.
I couldn't love this concept more than I do because I know we originally connected on community engagement and how we're empowering our students that way through being leaders in our community. But there was so many other things that came up. I mean, was there anything throughout the chat that you were surprised about, or did you see a theme that you didn't think would emerge during this chat that you saw really prevalent in a number of different answers?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that the key thing that I was thinking about during the chat and I saw a lot of, and I want to say to everybody who's joined us here live, um, you're doing amazing work by even starting down this road. You're not going to get there overnight. I'm not, I don't even know if I'm there. It's a
We're
hard
all
thing to
growing.
master. We're all growing and learning all the time, right? Nobody ever masters teaching. It's so hard. But you're doing great work by just starting and by setting up these amazing frameworks for students to really soar and grow. I said at one point, and I think it probably bears repeating here, that really the key thing is just starting, and the small steps will make a big difference. It's a it's a long journey, and you'll get there, but
Yeah.
you have to start.
I think one of the biggest elements that you really facilitated throughout this chat was the ability to talk about student ownership in a number of different capacities. Like there were questions on how to structure your classroom so there's student ownership. There was elements of how to give feedback so that it has some student ownership. There was, I mean, it just kind of like delved into multiple different sectors of the classroom to talk about whether a teacher is ready for a complete transformation and wants to completely immerse their students in a student ownership style mastery focused classroom, or for the people who are just interested in, maybe I'll consider doing retakes. Oh, maybe I should consider trying to find more ways to provide purposeful feedback to students. I mean, it was incredible the variety and the resources that became prevalent in this chat.
Yeah, definitely go because it was so fast paced.
I know.
Again, as always, go back through because people were posting great stuff, articles, links, helpful tools. So all of that is there, and that's why this is really a great professional resource. And some of the best free professional development you can get on a weekly basis is because all these minds and all these people who really care about their growth and their students' growth are getting together to share. So I have to go back and really look through and see everything that everybody was sharing because it was truly a wealth of resources, an embarrassment of riches.
No, I felt the exact same way. I feel like more often than not, we have these chats, they're only an hour long and it's zooming by, and you get like kind of 1,000 point view of a topic. But then there are people that are responding to these questions. You'll see like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you'll still see answers using that hashtag mastery chat to your questions. And it causes me to have to go back for like a few days after mastery chat and just check back in. What new resources were shared? What resource was shared that I missed because I was in like a different thread throughout the chat. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, and I liked what you said. When I was writing the questions, I was really trying to think about like, okay, almost like a survey course in college, right? It's like you know, uh, here's a little something for everybody. Go pick maybe the thread you want to know more about, whether it's feedback or whether another key idea that I think came up a lot was formative assessment.
Yes, I
Very
saw a
important
ton
also.
on that.
And I mean, I was giving a presentation at the University of Michigan School of Ed the other day about grades, grading, and assessment, and just how much goes back to formative assessments really critical. This is why things like the grid method are so valuable, is because it allows this kind of student agency and ownership, and it gets people thinking more critically about formative assessment. I don't think that when I was in school, that formative assessment was necessarily taught or thought about as deeply or as rigorously as it should have been. So it was something that I really had to learn on the fly and learn from other people. And it took a while to understand the importance and really get systems going.
And it's interesting, right? Because we talk about formative assessment as something that we could have learned in our teacher prep programs. And when I think back, I know that they said the term formative assessment. I know that you were supposed to give formative assessments and supposed to use that data to drive your instruction, right? Like those are like the buzz sentences, right? The buzzwords that we hear. But I didn't actually know how to do it. Like I knew we should, and there's all these best practices that we should be doing, But then what does it actually look like in a public school when you got 32 kids running around? Like, well, how do you actually do it, right? What's the tactical approach? And I actually thought that this chat specifically was full of those tactical approaches, and those are my favorite chats to be a part of.
I totally agree. You know, sometimes the school of education setting is very theory heavy. It's very if you have the ideal situation,
Yeah.
and oftentimes the situations are not ideal. I've had classes in the upper 30s, lower 40s, and you're tight on time, you're tight on resources. There are competing demands, but yeah, I really loved the way that people were practically giving us some practical advice. Like, what does this look like on the ground in a classroom today? That's
So
awesome.
I love that. One of the biggest surprises I had during this chat was the amount of new people in Mastery Chat that I had not connected with. I kept finding myself in feeds, like very like incredible feeds of conversation about formative assessment or retakes or feedback or anything in between. And then I'd be going through and I'm like, oh my God, I'm not following this person. I need to follow this person. Was there anything throughout the chat that you were surprised about? Maybe it was a specific tweet, or maybe you had a similar issue I had where I was like, who are all these new people?
I was,
I love it.
yeah. I mean, Mastery Chat's one of these things that I try to do every Thursday. It's really like an appointment chat for me, largely because of everything we're talking about, and because I get to connect with all these people and I get these really practical pieces of advice that I can take back to the classroom Friday morning. But I think one of the great things that happened and that really surprised me is how many. And this, I don't know if this surprised me, but it surprised me to think about what trust and agency looks like across content areas in a school. So it was great that like I was getting this perspective from math teachers and science teachers and technology teachers and librarians and special education colleagues. That's amazing. That helps me think about how to better connect across my school when I go back on Monday. And I want to be able to connect and think about these things with my disciplinary colleagues. So yeah, trust and agency probably looks a little different in a math class than it does in my English class.
Well, you know what I really enjoy about what you said is that means that anyone listening, watching our recap right now, knows that no matter what subject area you're in, no matter what grade level you teach, there was value in this chat. So logging into Twitter, searching hashtag Mastery Chat and looking through the feed, whether it be, like you said, grabbing an article someone shared or a download resource that somebody shared out, or just reading conversation between, people that are in a variety of different content areas about a subject, that is incredible value that is at our fingertips right now on Twitter, thanks to you hosting this incredible chat. So we really appreciate you facilitating this conversation.
Yeah, it's an honor, and hopefully sometime I'll be back to do it again.
Jeffrey, I do want to mention, first of all, you will be back, not hopefully. You are coming back to do Master Ed again. Consider yourself already scheduled. You should pick out your outfit. But it's really interesting because this topic was perfect. It's as if we planned it and we didn't, but it's as if we did. We have a course coming out tomorrow at teachbetteracademy.com. Have you heard about this?
I've not heard about this. Share it with us. Drop the news.
I know, I'm dropping the news. So tomorrow morning, I wish I knew the time, like you guys could all set your alarms. I have no idea. I'll pretend that it's 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. I have no idea. Right. It's going to be midnight and people are going to be like, whatever, so upset that I just made up a time. But tomorrow morning,
hitting refresh.
What?
Just keep hitting refresh all day.
Yeah, exactly. Just
call in sick
all night.
Hit refresh, right?
Exactly. So all night, you should be hitting refresh at teachbetteracademy.com because we have a brand new course coming out on student ownership. But we put a kind of a little twist on it. Chad Erskowski is the one who facilitated this course. He's the huge, awesome Teach Better team CEO. We love him. I didn't mean he was huge, but like massively awesome was what I really was going for there. I'm a disaster. Anyway, in the course, it's all about classroom management, and it's about classroom management so that you can give students ownership throughout the classroom. And so your topic, Jeffrey, for this chat was so valuable because as we start having these conversations, this course is for people, for teachers who are looking to implement more student ownership in their classrooms, but they're not sure what that looks like as a management style. I think so many teachers are concerned that the more ownership they give to students, the less structure they have. And the reality is that you can have structure and really facilitate amazing things by allowing students to have ownership throughout the experience. And I think Chad does an incredible job explaining how to do that in his brand new course releasing tomorrow morning. So it is kind of like the perfect situation. I really appreciate you setting that up for us.
Hey, no problem. It's like a volleyball match. I've said it now. Chad can spike it at 9 a.m. tomorrow or whenever tomorrow morning, but just keep hitting refresh. No, but this is really good. I think one of the myths about student ownership and classroom management is that teachers just don't, are out of the equation. You're not out of the equation. You have so much to say about how that framework looks and how it gets set up. And students, again, really need your feedback and really need your help to move along this process. They don't wake up one day fully capable of running themselves. So they need your scaffolding. They need your support. They need your feedback because that's how learning and growth is going to happen. And so as you check out this course, that's going to be great. So just kind of keep it in mind. And again, small steps to big changes in your classroom. So when you check out Chad's course tomorrow, that's going to just enhance what you're doing and keep doing the amazing work that you're doing.
Yeah, and I like that you can take this course and look at it through a different lens. Like if you're struggling right now and wanting to approach giving more student ownership through their pacing or more student ownership through retakes, through all these elements we've been talking about, there's all these tactical approaches that you can take throughout this course. So between the Twitter chat and the amazing feed you should go read through if you've missed it, and the brand new course releasing tomorrow focused on classroom management with student ownership, you are completely set to be an outstanding teacher and give as much ownership as possible to your students so they in turn can really create amazing things in the classroom. So very excited for that. I have a little code I can totally sneak in here that if you are logging in to teachbetteracademy.com, you could do the Teach Better membership. That's always what I recommend. It's $9 a month and you get all the courses. Like in my mind, it's like the lottery. But if you decide to only get the management course because, I don't know, you want to be goofy, I have a 25% off code that I think is course launch 19. If that doesn't work, email me for real. My name's Ray at teachbetter.com. Email me if it doesn't work. But course launch 19, you can absolutely get it right then and there at teachbetteracademy.com. And you'll see all the good stuff in there. So Jeffrey, I really appreciate all the amazingness that you brought today. To me, throughout this conversation with you, it sounds like you need to keep blogging with us because you have so much insight to share. I'm hoping that you put that on your to-do list after you present tomorrow, that you need to be writing some more blogs for us.
That is my next thing to do.
Yes. And we'll also get you set up to host again Mastery Chat because it was an incredible conversation. We had so many new faces, and we really appreciate all that you were able to bring to our network.
Yeah, everybody who was new, thank you so much for coming. Everybody who comes every week, thanks for coming. Everybody who comes sometimes, thanks for coming. Because teachers are super busy people, and I just want to say to everybody here who's continued on the conversation with us, thank you so much for your time. Your time is so precious and so valuable. Many, many thanks to you for giving us your thinking and time.
And Jeffrey, before we leave, I need this recorded on camera. Have you submitted to the Teach Better conference?
I'm at this conference, and then, so what should I do first? Should I need to, okay. So I need to submit to the conference and then blog. Is that the?
Yeah, because the Teach Better conference is this November, but the session proposals close April 26th.
Okay.
So you need to submit a proposal to present at our conference because we need you there. And make sure you do that soon because it's due April 26th. That's like the last day to submit. Then you can blog for us like crazy until you present in November.
There you
And you'll
go.
host Mastery Chat somewhere in there too.
And I'm already in Ohio, so I'm near the because it's in Akron, right?
It's in Akron. So
Yeah.
don't leave. Just stay there till November.
I'm from Michigan. I don't know that we're going to stay in. I'm going to stay in Ohio, right?
Yeah.
But yeah. They might kick me out at some point.
Well, I'm over in Illinois, so I'm gonna wait, and in November I'm gonna go over to
Okay,
Ohio. So I'll meet you
that's
there.
a good move. Good move.
All right.
Yeah, but I'm really excited about the conference too. It's a great opportunity to connect with all of the folks that I have sort of come to know as
Yeah,
a PLN family in person.
we can't wait to see you, and we can't wait to see you watching this video. We are gonna head out, but thank you so much for listening and enjoying Master Chat with us. Jeffrey, thank you again for hosting incredible chat, and we'll see you guys a little later. See you
Good
later,
night.
guys.